Hello there, you guys. I hope you're all doing well today. Long time no see. It's been a little bit crazy here. I'll delve into that in a minute. But today, after asking you all for spell requests and such over the last 2 months, it's finally time to start delving into that. Starting off with a fairly basic but powerful negativity ward. After going through your comments and, well, honestly, some things in my own life, I started to realize that negativity wards would be pretty useful to quite a few of you, as well as myself. Everybody right now is going through their own unique challenges in life, and having something to help keep some of those bad energies at bay is, in my opinion, something that's pretty essential. Thus, my negativity ward was born. Lately, things have been a little bit crazy on my end. My poor Hazel has been pretty sick for the last couple of weeks, and I think she's on an upswing. She had surgery yesterday, and I think she's doing a lot better now. She is also chewing on a bone in the back, and I'm hopeful that you won't be able to hear it, but I'm letting her do her own thing and be happy as much as she can because it's been rough for the poor little girl. She's been keeping me on my toes, driving back and forth between cities, getting her to the emergency vet and all these other big things. But I think she's doing a lot better now, and so it is time to get back to filming and sharing these things with you all. I've also set up my space a little bit more. It's not perfect. We're getting there. Soon things will be sorted more. I'm almost fully moved in, which is also nice. So soon there will be some more things just about witchcraft in the city, as I figure them out, that is. Now, in today's video, I am sharing with you a negativity ward, which is, well, just that, a spell that helps to ward away negative or bad energies. Now, there are tons of different ways you can do this, and honestly, the spell that I'll be sharing is pretty versatile as well. You can mix it up. I will share a multitude of ingredients that are beneficial. I have my top recommendations, and I even shifted my spell because I couldn't find all the ingredients that I wanted, but I will delve into that as we go. Of course, as with any spell and anything I share, feel free to tweak it to your own desires or try it and see how it feels, and if it needs to be changed up to fit your practice, go for it. Witchcraft is a very personal journey, and it's an individual thing. So never feel like the way that I do something or another witch online does something is the only way to do it. It's all about what feels right to you and your craft. For this spell, I wanted something that would be easy to carry with you on your person. And so the ingredients used do tend to apply more within that regard, something to be carried. But this could also easily be applied to protect a home, a room, or just a bag. It's really, really versatile and easy to change up, as I will probably say at least 10 more times in this video. So keep that in your mind. The 2 ways I'd recommend doing this if you're wishing to carry the spell on your person, carry it with you when you are out and about in the world, is either to place it in a bag, a simple cloth one will do just fine, or a jar. You could also put it in a pendant as well. Either is fine, and honestly it's a little bit more about the aesthetics that you would prefer. For mine, I chose to put it in a little jar so that you could see the product a little more easily, but of course use what you have on hand and feel free to mix it up a bit. As with most of my spells that I try to share here, it is incredibly simple and accessible, and is honestly really just a 3-ingredient spell, which are some of my favorites to work. Simple doesn't mean less powerful, and honestly I find for beginner witches, simple can be a lot better because it's easy to stay focused on what you're crafting. Plus, it feels comfortable. There's not much to second guess or feel like you're getting wrong in something that's simple. It's a great place to start, and honestly, even though I'm fairly experienced with the craft now, it's a place I find myself going to all the time. So to craft this spell, you'll need a jar or a bag and 3 herbs of your choosing. The 3 that I used for this spell were lavender, cinnamon, and bay. Lavender is commonly worn to protect against the evil eye, and cinnamon is very commonly used in spell bags for its protective properties. Bay is also commonly known for protection and purification, and is often worn on the person or burned to ward off negative or bad energy. Now, in my original recipe for the spell, I had wanted to use elderberry over cinnamon, as elderberry is commonly worn or carried to protect against bad energies and negativity. But unpacking and moving means you lose some things, so when I was doing the spell, I had to shift it up, and that's okay. Ended up with cinnamon. However, of course, depending on where you live, your country, or the resources that you have, the herbs you have access to are going to be different. Some others that I would recommend because they carry good properties for this type of spell would be chamomile, a perfect herb to help keep unwanted energies at bay. I commonly use it as an infusion to wash the thresholds of my home to just help protect for that purpose. Clove, another herb that's often burned to help drive away bad energies. And fennel, very commonly used or worn to ward off bad spirits. Now, there are plenty more other options, and it really is going to perhaps just take some delving into for yourself. I've loved to use blackberry thorns in the past for protection, especially in spell bags and such, so really just do some digging and see what comes up. Look into what plants you have growing naturally around you or things that you have easy access to. I promise you that even if you don't have any of the ingredients I do, it'll be pretty easy to find something that works for you. A lot of our understandings on correspondences come from either folklore, histories, or medicinal and other practical uses of plants and herbs. So even if you can't find something specific online, if you understand how an herb or a plant has commonly been used in the past, or if there's stories about it, take that into consideration and you'll be able to draw your own conclusions about its powers and uses in magic. Now, of course, if you want to spice up this spell a bit or add some more oomph to it, you are welcome to add crystals or other things to this spell. I personally do not work with crystals very often in my practice. It's something that I do like to have around, but more just because I enjoy them and I don't really practice with them much. So up to you if you want to use crystals. I don't really have any recommendations on that because I don't use them commonly, but of course, up to you. You are also welcome to have a string to perhaps tie the spell to your person. And I also would recommend, depending on how your space is, because I just moved, I am not quite in a place that feels fully magically functional to me. So I did do a simple cleansing with a cedar herb bundle that I made back when I was living in Virginia. So if you wish to cleanse your space beforehand, please feel free to do that as well. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get into how to make this spell. First begin, if your space doesn't quite feel perfect or cleansed yet, by cleansing the space. I have a multitude of different ways that I've recommended cleansing in the past on my channel, so feel free to delve back and just pick up on those things, or if you have a practice that you really like, go for it. I also made sure at this time to just cleanse through my ingredients and make sure that they were all purified and happy because they went through the move with me as well. Once that's done, take your container, whether that's a bag or a jar or whatever you have, and open it. Then take each herb individually and spend a moment with it, taking time to infuse intent and energy into them. You can say a few words, give a blessing, just put your energy in what you wish for the herbs to give to you or for their purpose going forth to be. That wasn't English. Every time I make a video now, I can't speak properly, but I'm hoping you get my gist. Infuse your intent into them before placing them into the jar or bag or whatever container you are choosing to use. Then tie it off, cap it off, and spend another moment with it, infusing some energy and really meditating on what you are hoping to achieve or receive from this. As this is a negativity ward, meditate on that. Meditate on keeping negative energies at bay and infusing that power into this spell. Personally, if I wasn't living in the city, this is something that I would have gone out into my backyard and just sat down in nature for a moment to be at peace and one with the earth. Being in the city, things did change a little bit, and I just sat by my window instead. This can take as long or as little as you'd like it to. It's really about what feels right to you. Oh, and because I forgot to say, the amount of herbs really doesn't matter. I just used a pretty nice sized pinch of each one. It's about the size of your container and what feels right to you. Then, quite simply, carry it on your person to ward off negativity. Like I said, this can be mixed up if you wanted to protect a room or a home. I would select different ingredients and you can just tie it in a little bag and hang it over a door or bury it or place it somewhere that feels right. Now, if there comes a time that you find yourself not using the spell, it's not working well enough, or you're just no longer in need of it and it's time to dispose of it, simply take the ingredients and return them to the earth. You can bury them or just pour them out in the garden, and you can keep the container that you have if it's not something that is biodegradable, or if you have any crystals, take them out and cleanse them before using again, but return the ingredients back to the earth. Typically, depending on the spell, that's my go-to when it comes to this type of thing. And unfortunately, I often forget to tell you all to do that. But there you have it, a very simple, basic negativity ward. I hope you all enjoyed and get some good use out of this. I know that I am, and I'm looking forward to keeping it and continuing working with it, and perhaps changing it up a bit now that I've found my elderberry. But given my move and this new place, this is something that I think is invaluable. And I hope for some of you that's true as well. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for bearing with me and being patient while I've been moving and taking care of my sweet baby, who is asleep now and doing well. She is pretty knocked out by painkillers at the moment, so I am just gonna let her sleep. I know a lot of you have been missing seeing Hayes in my videos, but she has just been very wiped out lately, and it's more important that she rests than be the center of attention. But she's becoming a very big girl. She's almost 7 months now, so it's crazy to believe that she's been in my life for this long. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed this spell. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments, and of course let me know if there are any other spells that you want to see as I continue working through these with you all. Now, real quick before I go, if you want to help support this channel and my other one, which I'm working on some videos for, if you want to go check it out, it will be linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you check out my Patreon. I know it's not for everybody, but for those of you that can, it really does help create content over here, and there I just have a nice little community of you all, and I share some extra little things and my art, and it's pretty fun. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a lovely day, and I